Alright guys, so with 2 days remaining inside of the arena, I want to quickly make all of the comps that I am currently using inside of the arena to climb and just break it down and show you guys what it's good against and what kind of comps that you should not verse, especially if you guys are using it as an offense team. And again, my defense team right now is using the T-Knight comp that I shared before, except I have switched around to the feather to test out, but of course you guys can use the whistle here as well. And the whistle is being applied to T-Knight as well as Parfait, and I'll share that comp later on as well. But anyways guys, just want to let you guys know that these are my topping settings, but that does not mean that I own the team or I am the first creator of the team. I do not own these teams. I just use the teams that are working well for me, that has been used inside of the attack side as well as the defense side, and that has been tested by myself as well as other guild members as well. All right, so I don't own these comps. I don't ever take credit for quote unquote creating these comps. I just want to share the comps with you guys so that you guys can have a better success and another insight on how a team is built instead of just looking into one, because looking at multiple may help you guys to set the right team for your own account. But let's go into the first one, and it is going to be the counter to the defense comp that I actually just shown you guys. And I have actually versed this comp with the sorbet couple times inside of defense, as you guys can see right over here, and I've seen a couple other times right over here as well. So I was like, hey, let's try it out, and I built it, and it actually did work out pretty darn well. I tried Swift Chocolate but switched out to Raspberry, and the timing is perfect. So let me show you guys the topping. First of all, our Holloberry is using 4 of the solid almond, 1 of the Swift Chocolate. This is a topping setting that has been shared by my guild member Quick Baker. Again, he's been testing out a lot of different comps, and this is what he has found to be pretty darn good. Around 40% damage resist, and then as much cooldown as possible. I say around 10 to 12% is pretty good. The higher you can get it, the better it's going to be. This is so that your Holloberry doesn't die off super quickly, but also does have that rotation in the cooldown to not mess up with the sorbet dive as well. All right, Rockstar does have the 5 of the Swift Chocolate. Again, Rockstar is going to be using damage resist focus, and then the cooldown at least 17.3%, 5% crit, and the damage resist has to be lower than these two right over here. All right, and then next one is going to be our Shining Glitter. I'm using 5 of the Swift Chocolate in order to quickly give that zap as well as that the glittering buff to our team, focusing on the damage resist as well as much cooldown as possible. Next one is going to be Sorbet. Sorbet is using 5 of the Syrian Raspberry, and around 7% cooldown is what I found to be pretty darn good in order to match exactly around that 30-second mark, and you will literally explode T-Knight and Holloberry with one skill. All right, and then I do focus on the damage resist as well as some extra attack if possible. And the last one is going to be Parfait with full Swift Chocolate, damage resist, and cooldown as much as possible. And we are using the scroll as well as the watch and the whistle being applied to Sorbet and Shining Glitter. This comp again is great for that particular this T-Knight comp right over here, and I would say against other comps probably going to be a good idea not to use Sorbet and switch it out to someone like Stardust or someone like Black Lemonade if you guys do want to use that team. All right, but let me show you guys this team in action real quick. So here we go guys, the T-Knight comp here and then the Sorbet. Let's go. All right guys, so here we go, and this one is going to be with the herb instead of the Snapdragon. Okay, herb is used in order to counter against someone like Sherbet if the team is using Sherbet, but you're going to be able to see that Sorbet is going to time the skill perfectly at that around 30-second mark, and these two tanks are going to die, which means that T-Knight will not be able to take advantage of the insignia, and you're going to just have to deal with the supports who are going to have the insignia at the last around couple seconds of the battle. All right, and the good thing about this particular comp is that there is no other way for your cookies to be disturbed. I mean by no slows, no sleep, nothing like that. So your timing is almost perfect every single time here. And because Sorbet again is doing damage based on max HP, this is going to be amazing. Again, I don't know if the topping setting is going to be perfect for every single one of them, but you guys can see right there, the two tanks absolutely gone. Shining Glitter doing so much damage, and then Parfait. This is the topping setting that I've just tested out. Of course, it can be different for the people who have used it in the other, defense log as well. But I mean, you saw the T-Knights absolutely just get destroyed, right? And the Holloberry. And even with 4 seconds remaining, of course, this usually the battle does go on for a very long time. It is a great counter. Shining Glitter doing the most damage, of course, with the Zap and the AoE. And then Sorbet still doing 7 million here. So this might be a kind of a revive of Sorbet, especially with the possible Magic Candy coming out. So yeah, if you guys are ever versing this T-Knight comp, we have found the, I would say now, quote-unquote perfect counter to it. And it is going to be this Sorbet right over here. Alright guys, the next comp that I have that I'm using right now is going to be the Pitaya as well as the Holloberry, Stardust, Rockstar as well as the Parfait. And then we are having the Stardust and Pitaya take the Whistle buff. The treasure is going to be the same. Topping, we are using right over here the 4 of the Solid Almond, 1 Swift Chocolate here as well. We are going to focus on the damage resist as well as the cooldown. We have Pitaya with 5 of the Syrian Raspberry, damage resist focus, and then attack and extra cooldown. The reason why we do the extra cooldown is so that, you know, Pitaya is able to quickly put the debuff onto the enemies, as well as within the 30-second mark. Usually all the battles now go on to the 30-second. Your Pitaya is able to use the breath first and then destroy the enemies, all right? And then we have Rockstar again with the same topping. We have Stardust this time around using full on Swift Chocolate. I found that it's better to use Swift Chocolate against the T-Knights that I've seen inside of the arena right now. So focus on damage resist as well as the cooldown. Extra attack and crit will help. And the last one is going to be our Parfait with the same topping as well with the Swift Chocolate. So this particular comp is pretty darn good against most of the other I would say 1-2 comps and some T-Knight comps as well. But I have to say it's almost impossible to guess the exact comp that you guys are going to be versing in the arena right now. But I would say again, against most T-Knights as well as some of the 1-2 comps that I've versed, it's pretty darn good. And then I did lose most of the time against Sherbets, so just keep that in mind as well. So here we go. So this is going to be the 1-2 comp here, guys. So here we go. We're going to use the Stardust. All right, guys. So they are using the Holloberry as well as Stardust, Shining Glitter, Parfait, and Rockstar. All right, and here we go. And the Parfait buff or the debuff immunity is going to go on to our Pitaya here because our Stardust is not using the Raspberry and the Juicy Apple mix here. All right, so our Pitaya should be able to get rid of some of these debuffs soon here as well. So here comes a Fire Breath at that 1 minute mark. Gets rid of, I believe, Shining Glitter on the enemy team here. All right. And then you guys were actually able to see that the Sign of the Star went to Pitaya and then to Stardust. The reason why that is the case is because sometimes, Pitaya is using the skill, or sometimes the attack down does mess up the percentages as well. So that is a case, but here you go. 30-second mark, boom, Stardust uses skill, and everything is over as well. All right, there you guys go. 8 million coming out from Pitaya and 11 million coming out from the Stardust. Their Stardust also did a ton of damage. I believe this one's most likely going to be the Raspberry and the Juicy Apple Jelly mix, most likely with the Rockstar. But there you guys go. We got rid of the Shining Glitter in the enemy team at that 1 minute mark, which was really, really good for us. All right, guys, the next comp that I have is going to be the T-Knight comp that I shared earlier with you guys inside of a video, separate video. And this one is very, very popular right now inside of the arena as well. And the replacement for Snapdragon right now would be someone like Herb in order to get rid of the Frost stacks against someone like Sherbet. And the toppings that you'll most likely use for Herb is going to be a full-on Swift Chocolate if possible here. And this is what I would most likely recommend in order to quickly get rid of the stacks that you're going to have on your team. All right, so the toppings, full on Solid Almond, of course, on the T-Knight, I have damage resist and then attack speed focus, extra attack and crit if possible. No extra cooldown really. And then we have Solid Almond again for Holloberry as well, the same one here. Or if you guys want to, you guys can also go with the full on Swift Chocolate. I think this is going to be more towards the players who do see Holloberry like dying super, super quickly. And I will recommend this one more towards the players who are versing Sherbets as well right now inside of the arena. And then we do have this one right here, full Swift Chocolate, and full on Swift Chocolate. And the reason why I have a little bit more attack on Parfait is so that I can increase the attack and get higher than what Holloberry is right now. And then of course, if you guys are versing other comps that does not have Sherbet, then you can use Snapdragon as well. This comp in particular I use in order to go and verse any comps that I kind of feel like I can't really guess. It's like my, hey, just use it and try to bail me out, So that's kind of the team that I'm using here. So let me show you guys this team in action. And of course, The comps that I do recommend you guys to stay away from, if possible, is going to be something like this comp right over here. 1 to 2 comps usually is going to be a pretty harder comp for you to verse, but I mean, of course, it depends on your topping setting as well. All right, guys, so against the speed comp, this one is going to be pretty darn good too, and then we are going to be using the Snapdragon instead of Herb. So here we go. All right, here we go, guys. And you're going to be able to see that we're going to use the T-Knight, and the speed comp is going to kind of just cut down our cookies right over here, especially Rockstar first, and then you're going to see that we're going to get the Wrath of the Commander buff onto T-Knight, and then we'll be able to get rid of them around the 30-second mark again. The battle is going to go on for a while, all right? So you're going to just have to wait and just let T-Knight do the work when the time comes. All right, so here we go. And again, if there's a Sherbet on the enemy team, then I do recommend, if possible, to switch out Snapdragon with Herb in order for your Holloberry to not die off super quickly and your other cookies to not die off super quickly. And sometimes T-Knight too can die off pretty darn quickly too. So just keep that one in mind. All right, and here we go. The 30-second mark is here, and kind of need that Parfait to die, which she should die off now. Yep, and then now it's just T-Knight. All right, and there you go. Holloberry's dead. And now T-Knight is just going to just slash away and boom, dunk, and it's over. All right, so another good comp to verse against the attack speed comp. And in my opinion, a comp that works really, really good for most players who don't want to set up like 5 different teams and then want to use just one comp and switch one cookie out. It's going to be the Herb, and then with the T-Knight. So pretty darn good right here, and T-Knight, of course, carrying it with that 16 million damage. All right, guys, and the last comp that I have for you guys is going to be the Pattaya Shining Glitter comp. This one's also a really, really popular one right now, and the topping setting is going to definitely vary depending on the players, but this is the one that I'm using right now. And then again, it's going to be the 4 Solid Almond, 1 Swift Chocolate, focusing on the damages as well as cooldown. We have Pattaya with the same topping as before with the Stardust team. We have Shining Glitter here with the Full Swift Chocolate, and Full Swift Chocolate on all of our cookies right over here. And then we are using the Rare Scroll because we do want our cookies to be a little bit tankier, especially for the Shining Glitter to survive and continuously put that zap effect onto the enemy, getting rid of the shield as well. So this particular comp is pretty good against most 2-2-1s and 2-1-2s that I've seen. Of course, again, depending on the topping settings, the win rate does vary, but I would say the comps to stay away from would be something like the T-Knight comps, if you guys can, because the because of the fact that sometimes you're not able to kill off the T-Knight faster than the other guys, and then the enemy team's T-Knight will literally just wipe your team. So here we go. Guys, 2-1-2 here, and we got the 2-1-2 here for our team. So with the Shining Glitter, let's go. All right, guys, so this one's going to be the Sherbet Pattaya with the Herb. I would say this is a really, really good one for us because our zap effect is going to get rid of the Sherbet's shield almost every single time, which means that our Pattaya's Fire Breath is going to definitely be able to just, go through the Sherbet here, and then we'll be able to damage the Sherbet instead of damaging the shield. All right, another good thing is that Pattaya on our team is going to be taking the Parfait buff, which means that the debuff immunity is going to be applied to our Pattaya and allowing Pattaya to get rid of the Frost stat before the actual Fire Breath happens. All right, so that's another good thing. And of course, Shining Glitter already has a way to get rid of the Frost stack herself, the cleanse. All right, that's built in. And then now it's going to be the 30-second mark. And the Pattaya on the enemy team is going to use the Fire Breath, but we have our Holloberry and Pattaya alive, and then we have the Rare Scroll to give extra defense as well. And then our Pattaya is going to be able to finish it off. All right, so that was a really, really good example for our team right here to verse against because they had the Herb. Yes, there was the Purify to get rid of the Zap, but there's no Parfait to put any debuff immunity or anything like that, which allows Shining Glitter to get rid of the shield, Pattaya to do the damage that is required. All right, so there you guys go. Anyways, guys, those are the 4 comps that I'm currently using. Of course, you don't need to build all 4 of them to be able to climb inside the arena. It does help out, but I would say it's most likely unrealistic for most players, especially the free-to-play as well as light spenders, unless you guys have been playing for a very, very long time. So I would say the best thing to do is going to be find one comp that works for you and then maybe if possible switch out one cookie and then try to counter different comps. The good thing about the attack side is that you're able to real time switch out treasures, switch out cookies, switch out toppings, and burst the teams that are set as defense, which the opponents cannot change. All right, so that's another good thing to realize. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys found the video helpful. Good luck with the arena climb, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.